Am I a damn ass? You're a damn ass, Adela. Adela is such an ass. Oops. Pardon my French. The content of this recording may be offensive to some. If you haven't got an open mind, please do find another one. Listener discretion is advised. Always, please do read between the lines. For mature listeners only, thank you. So I'm here and I'm thinking, yes, I am a damn A with $2 signs. I'm sitting on my bed. I mean, I don't know, there's so much going on. The heating vent is blowing right on me. Even if I closed it, because imagine if it was open, I couldn't sit here. Let's see, I have the warmest bedroom in the house. Anyway, so here I am, and it's blowing on me, and I feel like I have to blow my nose. But I'm also coughing. See, smoking, don't smoke, kids. So I'm smoking, and then I have to sneeze, coughing, sneezing, blowing the nose, smoking, and the heat from the furnace blowing on me. Pardon me, that's a lot. I just want to mention that I'm coughing in these recordings. I don't smoke that much. I just take 2 little tokes. People will smoke the whole thing. I never do that. I have a toke, I have another, maybe 3, and I put it out. Because that's all I can take is I cough. To me, pardon me, coughing is a signal to stop smoking. And it's possibly even to stop smoking permanently. In my case, it's just temporarily. I even close I have a little setup. I have a little metal box in which is a metal box again that's a circle in a square. And inside the circle is all my stuff. And then around in the square are all my accessories, like my lighters and such. Anyway, yeah, I just realized so much was going on that means I should be alone. If I'm going to be blowing my nose, sneezing, all in at the same time or right close, blowing my nose, sneezing, coughing, and what else? Smoking. Well, after I smoked, that started happening, right? To me, that's a signal your body is telling you, girl, this is toxic. Smoking is toxic. But I'm not perfect. I smoke cannabis. I grow the cannabis. I smoke my own. The thing about my cannabis, it's very mellow. That's what I want. I want to be able to do anything, including speaking coherently. When I smoke other people's stuff, they try to have it so strong because they cannot seem to get ever high enough. They can't ever seem to get high enough. I don't want to get so high that I'm out of my mind because I've been there and it's not a good look. I know about good looks. So when I'm sitting in my bed, I woke up. I didn't feel thirsty or hungry. I'm just sitting there taking in like social media, just enjoying this vibe because I realized I'm home alone. My brother didn't come home. And my mom is on holiday for a whole month. So I have loads of time in solitude. And I'm loving it. So, no makeup. My hair, I cut my hair yesterday. So I think it looks a lot better. That long hair down to my ass, it's stupid. And I think it's unhygienic. I see that's the trend now, especially the black women. So many of them getting this shit fake hair and it's down to their ass. Let me tell you something about long hair, right? People with real long hair who can grow hair, like that, they don't want it that long. There are those, eccentrics who do. But for the most part, if you are a useful person doing useful things like, gardening is useful, cleaning is useful, cooking is useful, pardon me, being around the house and being useful, it's really difficult to do with hair down to your butt. Even to go to the bathroom to piss and shit. You're going to eat. Here you go to eat. Boom, there's your hair. You're going to cook. Boom, there's your hair. And that's one thing about the Rastas, though. See, the Rastas are hygienic. I imagine. I would think, right? When I've been around them, they've been, well, some of them. And they usually cover their hair. Men and women. I think most Rastas, especially the ones that are really serious about Rastafari, that liberty, well, they tend to cover their hair. I can't cover my hair for long. I can't stand it. It feels confined. I just feel like I have to break out of this. I've never liked hats, caps, bonnets. Well, last year was the first year of my life that I started wearing a bonnet, because my mom went on holiday and came back with a bonnet, because I told her that I have never had a bonnet in my life. And when we were younger, my mom would get her hair done and she'd have scarves. She'd tie her hair with scarves. My sister do her hair in curlers, tie a scarf around it when she go to bed. Okay, that's only at bedtime. When you wake up, you take that shit off. We don't walk around the house in a scarf. We don't walk, out on the street. Certainly not in a scarf. But you see, black people are different. The women who are out on the street in a bonnet, that's a different type of woman from who we are in my family. Okay? We're not bonnet in public people. All right, so out of the room, I'm upstairs. And I thought, maybe go upstairs. Go to my brother's room. There's many upstairs here, by the way. Is there 4 levels? I'm on the, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 levels. Coughing from smoking. When I'm coughing, it's never from a cold or anything like that. It's usually from smoking. That's awful. And I'm not near my water. I've come up. So, yes, I was saying, something I tend to do when I'm alone is make noise. And I like to do things abruptly, like I would be sitting quietly reading. Usually I do a lot of reading. I'm sitting quietly and suddenly I'll just suddenly get up. Or I just have things I do. Like, it will be difficult. Let's just say it'll be difficult for someone to sneak up on me. A sneak attack of me is good luck, because of how I will just randomly do things, including making noise. And I like to use my voice, but not only my voice. But my voice can be piercing. And I use that a lot, especially like sometimes you're alone and the house makes noises. I know what it is. It's the appliances. It's, the foundational. It's all sorts of things. The temperature changes. Things are shifting. So I know that. So I'm not afraid. But something about me, it brings out an aggression in me. And I just feel like I'm small, but I feel like strong. I feel powerful. I feel like, I could take anything on. And I don't need weaponry. See? I don't need weapons. Every time I've been in a tight spot, meaning a situation that was what would be considered dangerous, risky, whatever, I managed to come out of it gracefully. Just by being me, simply by being me. So who am I? I am Pi. Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm, and I am I'm a child of the flame. I'm a child of the flame of source. You know, the fire that is for infinity. It burns eternally. The light, the heat, the warmth. It's the sun, a flame, burning, but living harmoniously with the water and the air and the earth. That connection is what brings me peace and great joy, so that I can be alone. Ooh, let me get my coconut water. Yes, my coconut water. That's what I came up for and I forgot. Because when I come up, then I have to look. There's so many different corners of the house. Points. Oh, let me take the smoothie out. I accidentally bought 3 bags of beets. It's not accidentally. It was 3 for $5. I'm like, damn. 3 bags of beets for $5. You're gonna wonder what kind of beets are they, because usually when I get the organic, it's like 3 large beets or 4 medium beets. Thankfully, with the green, the beet greens attached, and that's for like $3.99. That's $4. So I see 3 bags for $5. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But Dr. Sebi, the list of his that I followed of what was acceptable for me to eat with this condition, lupus, was don't eat beets. Beets is a hybrid and blah blah blah. And okay, no beets. Well, when I was younger, I didn't like beets, but now I love beets. But because I had that many beets, also the bags of beets I bought, they contained more beets than I thought. I thought the bags would be smaller. They were big bags. And then my mommy being gone for a month, I'm here with the brother. The brother usually eats out. Although if I have stuff when he comes in like 3, 4, 5. He comes in at any time. He could be here from 8 p.m. He just random. That's what I like about us. We just random. So you can't sneak up on us. We don't do patterns. We just are. So he'll show up whenever. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. My mom, not so much. You know, she will wait and wait and wait for him. I don't do that. I do my thing. If I have to sleep, I'll sleep. But when I'm alone, though, I make noise. I'll be quiet, and I'll be noisy. Sometimes it's the music, but my voice. Usually here in this place. This place, get some water. So this place, this is the first place that I've been that I have not felt I really needed music. It's really interesting. I think the last relationship I was in, it was a pseudo relationship, and he was a music producer, among other things. And the last music I'd been listening to was his. Thankfully, there's this African music coming up in videos. They're dancing with the African Afro beats, and man, I'm loving it. So I think that's where I am musically now. I don't care about anything else. And like music, for the first time in my life, is really not hitting, what's out there, the content, the lyrics. And I can't even understand them. Most of it I cannot understand them. Okay, so I was talking about being alone and how much I embrace and enjoy and I love. I keep seeing these black guys, these men just talking about women and women alone and alone with dogs. There's no dog or cat here. I don't need that. I don't need to. I'm cleaning up after my mom and my brother. I'm their maid. I'm their servant. I'm their slave, okay? And that's okay with me. Because if I'm going to be a slave, let it be to the family. I think differently. I'm okay. Because here I feel safe. I feel secure. Oh, I just looked out again. I keep looking out the windows because I like to know what's going on. And it's It's 4:03 a.m. and the neighbor to the right, I know they're there. You see the auto in the driveway, and all around me, everyone's here. Everyone's around, and some people, I think most people are asleep. Some people are awake, and I know them. I know the people. It makes me feel a lot more secure and safe when I know the people, the neighbors. Downtown was different. Downtown, I didn't really want to know the neighbors, you know? Yeah, so the suburban life is a lot different from downtown. They have their pros and cons. And for now, for me, the suburb is where I am. I'm happy. The next place I would be happy to be would be, like off-grid living, off-grid on your own land, like my granny did. My granny did that, that appeals to me so much because we had that family land. Who knows what's going on there now? But my granny lived there in her little house, doing everything. Like she was growing the food, and man, that's life to me. Freedom. So suburb is not like that, but you can do as much as possible. I do grow the food in the back and on the side and on the other side. Everywhere I look, I see space, I will grow food. I started out gardening, doing flowers. I need some water. So when I realized that food have flowers, I said, well, what is the point of growing flowers when I can grow and have food and flowers? This coconut water. I prefer coconut water to be a little more sweet, but naturally occurring sweetness, not no sugar added. But this one is not sweet at all, but it's what I need. I can taste the coconut it came from. I know what kind of coconuts. See, those are the coconuts where we call them, well, we have the jelly cocoa. So this is from jelly cocoa. But this is the first stage of jelly cocoa. This coconut could have, I believe, stayed a little longer. But let's say you are pre-diabetic or diabetic. This is excellent to drink. And what they call the electrolytes. Yes, it's so good. It says so good. Oh no, I'm saying it's so good. It says thirsty Buddha. Organic coconut water. Oh my God, am I endorsing products? Well, my review of this product is that I liked it. It to me, it tastes like you just cut a coconut. Yeah, and it's like, because we like to take a spoon and take the jelly cocoa, and then that is delicious after you drank the water. This is the cocoa that there would not be any jelly on your spoon. It will be such a small amount, it will just upset you. And that means there is not enough flesh to sweeten the water, which is what I prefer. But for my health, I've learned not to go for what I prefer, but to go for what is best for me, health-wise. And that is to really stop the sugar. I was weak this weekend. I did a lot of bad things. I bought, when I ordered food for delivery, online delivery, and they brought so much junk food because I ordered so much junk food. I had ice cream and I had chips and I had other type of chips and I got pasta. And I mean, it's really disgusting what I've been doing here by myself. I'm not proud but I'm gonna get right back on track. It helps when you have people around you who are on the same path. That's why relationships often don't work. If you are trying to be healthy and the person you are dating or the person you are seeing involved with is not on the same path, things can be derailed. And that's why you need to have like-minded. I would love to connect with someone who is like-minded, who, but someone even more advanced than I. I'm tired of teaching. I want to have mentorship. I want to have teacher. Okay, and I'm not too proud to follow others because I'm always eager and ready and willing to learn. I am a student in perpetuity, and I see myself as the little one, the young one, the child, the third of the Trinity. Father Sky, Mother Earth, and I, Dominadella, P-I-E, my name, Pi, from Pierre, and the Dominica Consulate in New York City said to me that I must change my name in order to be a citizen of the island Waitikubuli, now called Dominica, land of my birth, and where I have land of my ancestry. It's that Black Indian land, indigenous, see, can't be bought or sold. And there you are still trying to usurp our gold. Diamonds, our gems. Look at the emerald green of this island. It is Eden. It's the garden. And yes, 365 rivers, one for each day of the year. And in fact, is it Antigua? Where is it that it said they have 366 rivers? Oh, no. Beaches. Ha! Yes, but look at that. Someone's paying attention. Someone's paying attention. How come all these lies y'all been listening to, you in whole religions and shit, you go to school and all you are being taught lies, and you never say anything about it. You just followed along. And when the Dominicans said, we have 365 rivers, one for each day of the year, here comes a Jamaican. Little mercy. Dominica don't have no 365 rivers. Well, have you counted them? Has anyone counted them? I never tried. It was not of any concern to me. Because all I needed was right there, and I was happy with what was there. There was always the sea. There was always a river. There was always the sea. There was always the river. There was the ocean. There was always the river. There was whatever. There was always the river. There was a lake. There was the river. There was even the swimming pool. There was the river. River. And especially when it rained, we had more streams. But over the years, I noticed when I went back to Dominica many moons ago, our rivers had seemed to have dried up. I'm like, whoa. I used to know someone named Loblack. She was a classmate. Martha Loblack. She lived on the banks of this river. I think it was called the Roseau River. And they had this development of buildings, kind of like what you'd call condos today. I guess that was the first condo in the Caribbean, but there were these buildings, and the family lived there. And I remember that river being big, that river was something. And when I went home, I was so shocked to see this river. What happened? It's all dried up. So, take that into consideration. All right, Jamaican sister? Because there are these environmental changes in the world. We have erosion as well. And as they are cutting, they cut up in the mountains. They cut to build this and that. Big house, bigger house, biggest house. And it interferes with the path of our rivers. All right? I am connected to the land more than many of you. Okay? Even if I have not set foot on the land in so long. Oh my God, here is something, right? So when I was like I was this little girl, right? Oh my God. I was just becoming this young lady, young woman. And I was like, so shy. And I was going to the convent high school. And I had to, then boom, I have to come to Canada. But in the meantime, my cousin lived in a place called Trafalgar, where there's the Trafalgar Falls. And I would go to holiday there, like so Christmas, summer holidays, Christmas, and such holidays. I would go there or some other places that are not in the city because I lived in the city. She introduced me to this guy, and this guy, I was so well, that was my first love, the love of my life, right? And he was to me the most handsome, and I remember he had these long legs and I had nice legs. So it was like, wow. But soon after, we just started seeing each other, right? It didn't last long. Boom, I had to go to Canada. My cousin, she she was dating, she was involved with this guy's brother. And she got pregnant. She had a child by him. I remember the baby. But right after, I had to come to Canada. This story can go in so many directions, but let's stick to that guy. So that was my boyfriend. That was my first boyfriend of my life. And guess who he is today? I mean, it's weird. Like, I have not even spoken to him. Like, I keep seeing him. I added him on Facebook. I don't really get into his business, but now he's running for political office. He's a doctor as well, but that's what he had planned to study because his whole family are a bunch of doctors. So now a doctor and a politician, a lot of mercy. Me not care for doctors. I not care for politicians. So it's like, damn. Okay. That's interesting. So I saw his name pop up on my timeline or somewhere, notification. I was like, Dr. Irving McIntyre. What? Okay. I clicked on it, and here he is on stage, and the first thing I noticed, oh my God, those legs. He's got these long legs. Damn. Am I not weird? I didn't look at the guy's, I don't look at his face. First of all, he's always wearing these dark glasses. You can't see his eyes. I don't like that. I don't trust that shit. I don't like when people wear dark glasses all the time. I got big eyes. The only reason I wear glasses is because I need them. Anyway, well, maybe some people need their dark glasses. But anyway, yeah. Isn't it weird? And I feel shy and weird. And funny that this story came out of nowhere. It just popped up. But yeah. So maybe it's the way I am is a result of, who I fraternized with, who I knew in my youth, who I knew when I was a child, what was I exposed to. I didn't grow up in the hood. But I did. It's just our hood was different. Our hood was like, it's the people. Our hood was like, I didn't know any, like, the gangsters, we had gangsters once that was in the city. And they came, these orphan boys live alone. And they go around stealing to take care of themselves. And a store had burned down. And they were breaking into, and after the firefighters were gone, that fire was fought for days and days, and still that kept smoking. And they thought it would die down eventually, which it did. But meanwhile, these guys were breaking into the place and running away with stuff. And who can blame them? And the stuff was burnt, and they were selling that stuff, right? So I lived across the street in this big house across the street. In the city, it's all big houses, right? Big old money. And yeah, those were the days. Dominica, thank you for listening. Yes, I said please like, share, subscribe, comment or not. It's all good. I'm Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. Good night. It's actually 4:18 a.m. I'm going to have my coconut water.